I'm Spencer Tweedy from the band Tweedy, and I'm at the Chicago Music Exchange to show off this awesome C&C drum kit. This is their new Maple Gum kit, which they're the only ones who make anything like that right now. The color, the finish is a Tweedy Blue, which they named after a drum kit that we asked them to make for our studio a couple years ago. It's sort of like a robin's egg, but a little bit deeper, and we really like it. It's nice that they call it Tweedy Blue. The hoops on the kick drum are aged maple, which is awesome and makes it look even more like a bird's nest, with a aged pearl inlay. The rack tom is a 12x8, floor is a 14x14, kick is 2012, and the snare is 14x5.5. I love C&C drum kits because they're the only ones making them in the old-fashioned way these days, all by hand and made with love. So I like them because they sound like old drums. I really like the sound of like the 70s, really dead and tight, and the C&C shells are always really good for that. These things are capable of doing pretty much anything you want them to do, especially in a size like this. With a 2012, you can make a kick sound really huge and boomy, or you can make it, if you put a drier head on it and you sort of dampened it, you can make it sound really tight and more vintage. They're just warm and they look awesome. And that's half the battle, is having a kit that looks great. And these really do look awesome. I'm kind of a self-loathing drummer in that I really hate for drums to be too loud or too in your face and just eat up all the scenery. So, and cymbals are a big part of that. So I like cymbals that are tighter, lighter, drier, and just sort of like don't murder you when you play them. So this is a Constantinople 20-inch medium ride that sounds really nice. I really like a ride that doesn't ring too long, you know, sort of minimal sustain, so it's not you know, ringing over everything else. So this is a great one for that. This is the K Custom Hybrid Crash 17-inch, and sort of the same thing. But it's also big enough where if you need to, you can also do a little bit of riding on it too, which I think is great in a crash. I like a bigger crash, so you can do that with it. And these are some vintage hi-hats that they have here at Chicago Drum Exchange. There's Zildjian A transition stamp 14-inch hats from the 40s and 50s, and they're awesome. I want them, but you're gonna go buy them. They just sound really trashy, which I know is like kind of a cliche term to describe hi-hats with, but they really do. They're really dark and mellow, which is my favorite. You can tell if it's a great cymbal if it just looks disgusting, and these really do, so I love them. Once again, I'm Spencer Tweedy. Thanks Chicago Drum Exchange and C&C Drums for having me do this. I love these drums and I love this store, and you should come and check them out. Thanks.